India Global.
India Global.
Hello and welcome. Join us as we travel to Yemen.
The Republic of Yemen in Asia is located in the southern corner of the Arabian Peninsula.
Yemen lies next to the Bab el-Mandab Strait, the entry and exit between the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea, a key shipping route from the Suez Canal to the Gulf, hence linking the east and the west. Sana'a, at an altitude of 2,200 meters in the heart of the Yemeni highlands, is the capital city. The majority of the population is Arab, with some African Arabs. Minorities include Indians, Egyptians, Ethiopians, Somalis, and Europeans.
Islam is the main religion. Arabic is the official language.
India and Yemen have a long history of people-to-people contact dating back to historical times. Yemeni traders served as intermediaries for Indian trade with the Roman Empire.
Contacts were intensified with the Hajj route from India running through Yemen. In 1839, Aden became part of the British Empire and was administered by the Bombay Presidency. During British rule, there was a large migration of Indian labour to the country, besides Indian merchants and traders. India's ambassador to Yemen, Amrit Lugun, speaks of the historical ties underpinning the close and friendly relations between the two countries.
Relations between India and Yemen can be described as cordial, warm and excellent. Both countries have a long history of people to people and through it political contacts dating back to historical times. Several prominent members of the Sayyid families of Hadramaut, Yemen, immigrated to India and established hospices and institutions of learning in India. A number of Yemenis were employed by the Nizam of Hyderabad. There has been settlement of around 300,000 people of Yemeni origin in the Deccan. There is also a large presence of Indian origin Yemenis in Yemen of around 100,000. Ancient sea trade route between Yemen and East Africa passed through modern Kerala. A number of traders traveling this route married with the locals.
You just heard a snatch of the song sung on the occasion of the Unification Day, 22nd May 1990, when the two countries of South and North Yemen were formally united to become Yemen. The artist is renowned Yemeni singer Ayub Tarish.
Aden was the first port of call on the international sea route from India, and several leaders of the Indian freedom movement visited Aden. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose made two historic visits, while Gandhiji, accompanied by Sarojini Naidu and Madan Mohan Malviya, visited Aden in 1931 on his way to London to participate in the second Round Table Conference and was warmly welcomed by the people of Aden.
Nationalist movements in both countries were another strand that strengthened ties between India and Yemen, adds Ambassador Lugun.
India, after its independence, actively supported the Yemeni struggle for independence from the British. India had developed relations with both Yemen then, north and south. After the unification of Yemen, India's engagement continued.
Ambassador Amrit Lugun points out the similarity of views of India and Yemen on regional and global issues.
Both countries are committed to non-alignment, international peace, combating terrorism and piracy. Yemen has voiced support in favor of India for a permanent seat in the expanded United Nations Security Council. India has affirmed its support for peace, security, stability and territorial integrity of Yemen and supported Yemen's membership to World Trade Organization, to which it was formally admitted this year.
The Arab Spring has brought about a transition and India supports Yemen in this challenging period, says Ambassador Amrit Lugun.
After the Arab Spring in 2011, Yemen is going through a transition phase and India has been willing to help wherever desired. In December 2013, an MOU between the Election Commission of India and its Yemeni counterpart for capacity building and guidance in holding of elections was signed. A high-level Yemeni delegation visited India in May this year to study decentralization. Upon invitation of Yemen, India joined the Friend of Yemen group in April 2012.
Yemen is inspired by India's progress, says Ambassador Lugun, and wants to take a leaf from India's notebook.
Yemen views India having made tremendous scientific, economic and social progress in the last 2 decades from which it can learn a lot. This can be seen from the increasing number of Yemenis going to India for tourism, medical and education. Upon the request of Government of Yemen, India has increased the scholarships available for Yemenis in the last few years.
Geographical proximity and familiarity with each other's cultures have put trade between the two countries on a firm footing, and the potential for growth is bright, predicts Ambassador Amrit Lugun.
Trade between India and Yemen has gone up from $278 million annually in the year 2004-05 to around $2,100 million in 2013-14. Large volume of trade happens to third countries, Jeddah, Djibouti, Omani ports. Hence, the official trade figures are underreporting. On account of a number of entrepreneurs, business persons and traders in both the countries being familiar with each other, and India lying just across the Arabian Sea for Yemenis helps towards development and deepening of trade relations between the two countries.
Ambassador Lugun describes the spectrum of goods that make up the bilateral trade between India and Yemen.
The main items of exports from India to Yemen are mineral oils and their derivatives, foodstuff, sugar, pharmaceuticals, apparel. Yemen's main exports to India are mineral fuels, lead, raw hides and skins.
Trade delegations have exchanged visits as recently as this year, and Indian companies are involved in major Yemeni projects, says Ambassador Amrit Lugun.
There have been trade delegations by business associations and chambers of commerce of both the countries. The latest one being a delegation from the Confederation of Indian Industries to Yemen in March. In addition to trade, a number of Indian companies are involved in big projects in Yemen. Prominent ones being 400 megawatt power project of BHEL, power transmission line construction by Angelic International. Punj Lloyd and Gammon India have won contracts for road and power transmission line projects recently. Consultancy has been provided by WAPCOS in water resources.
Large Bohra community, both in Yemen and India, have also enhanced the close links between the two countries, adds Ambassador Lugun.
Both India and Yemen are home to large Bohra community members who maintain close links among themselves through business, pilgrimage, marriage and other social functions. The head of the community or Sayyidina resides in Mumbai. When the previous Sayyidina had passed away in January, many Bohras from Yemen had gone to India to pay their respects. During the new Sayyidina visit to Yemen, he got an audience with the president of the country, an indication of respect that the community enjoys.
That wraps up our visit to Yemen. But before we go, here's a question for you.
One of the greatest engineers of India was sent by the British government to Aden to lay an underground drainage system and prepare a scheme for providing drinking water. Can you name him?
Send in your answers to indiajourneys360@gmail.com. The first 3 listeners sending in the correct answers will get a music CD from the AIR archives and a DVD from the Ministry of External Affairs.
Congratulations, Rohit Kumar Mishra and Vijay Vikram from Delhi and Babu Kumar from Chennai for the right answer to a question on Australia. Australia has contributed $1 million Australian towards the establishment of a chair of ecology and environment studies at the Nalanda University in Bihar.
Until next time then, goodbye.
And travel safe.